So today we're looking at the Galaxy Tab A8 by Samsung to see if it's still worth it in 2023. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got sort of mixed feelings on this tablet because it does have a lot of things going for it. It's got a headphone jack, decent sounding speakers that are going to be louder than most others in this price range, especially if you can get this tablet on sale. I've seen it on sale several times, but there are a few things to consider. Build quality on here is decent considering the price, maybe a tad heavier and thicker than the flagship Galaxy Tab S8. But it has a 10.5 inch display, 1200 by 1900 resolution. In my opinion, it's not quite as good as some others out there, like some options from Lenovo or even the previous Samsung Galaxy Tab A7 as far as viewing angles or just how good the display looks in general. For some reason, you can only watch Netflix in SD playback resolution on the version that I've got, but the display does seem bright enough for indoor use, 1080p resolution for YouTube videos, and the display seems bright enough for indoor use, but the screen quality overall is probably just good enough for most people. The battery life on here is actually pretty good, a little above average, lasting over 7 hours in my battery drain test. Depending on what kinds of stuff you'll be doing, you should be able to get through the entire day of normal usage. And then the software on here is a little bit different, has been updated since I first got it. It's currently on Android 12, One UI 4.1. Left of the home screen, you've got the Google Discover newsfeed or Samsung Free. It is gonna feel and look a lot like other Samsung tablets or phones out there. One problem with the version I have, it's only got 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of storage, which is not really that great. You're sort of limited on how much stuff you can put on here. You can also connect a keyboard and mouse to this, but don't expect great performance. Again, this is entry-level performance. It's really made for doing more basic things in my opinion. If you're wanting to draw, take notes with an S Pen, you'll probably want to check out the Tab S6 Lite. It should be good for watching movies or shows, maybe doing some light gaming, or if you just need something to browse online, maybe do some reading. This tablet should be fine for those types of things. The plus side to choosing something like this tablet over some of the others is going to be software updates. Samsung has quickly become one of the best, or providing the longest amount of software support and updates, where some of the other companies out there definitely need to improve in that area. This tablet has the Unisoc T618 processor and then 2, 3, or 4 gigabytes of RAM, depending on which version of storage you go with, because it ranges from 32 gigabytes up to 128. And then playing games on here like Asphalt 9, PUBG Mobile, this tablet seems to perform okay. Not going to be the best out there for gaming, but not bad considering this is a more affordable tablet. You should be able to do some light gaming or multitasking on here, and it does have split screen and floating windows to where you can do more than one thing at a time. Just keep in mind, you'll probably have to be a little more patient for things to load. Now the quad speaker setup on here, probably one of the loudest sounding tablets in this price range, especially when you turn on Dolby Atmos. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what to expect. And then the cameras on here, sort of what you would expect on a cheaper tablet. Probably wouldn't be my first choice if I had to do Zoom meetings or video conference calls, but probably just good enough to use if you had to. You've got an 8 megapixel rear facing camera, 5 megapixel on the front, and then up to 1080p resolution for video recording. So I guess it comes down to what is more important to you or which features you need. If you're a fan of Samsung software and are okay with the entry-level performance, and you don't need those other features like Samsung DeX, or the ability to connect this one to a TV or external monitor using the USB-C port, or if you're just going to be using this from time to time, it may still be worth getting for some people. Just know there are some better options out there in my opinion. The problem is most of those aren't going to have the software support you would get with Samsung, or they may cost more. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.